Welcome back to the Tech Coach Corner YouTube series presented by Dyknow. I'm Tiara Lustig, your host, and today I'm joined by Darrin Peppard, who is a superintendent and the author of The Road to Awesome. I'm really excited for this conversation. It's a great one. We're talking all about the 6 qualities that Darrin really uses to drive leadership at his school and how to make sure the school is cohesive in terms of the vision and values and mission that drives everything that they do. So it's a great conversation if you're an aspiring leader, if you are in a leadership role, or if you're just trying to get some insight on some values that can really drive what you do and why you do it. Before we jump in, we just want to remind everyone to subscribe to Dyknow's YouTube channel and go check out all of our information on social media. Go follow us on there. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Pinterest, we're everywhere. So go check us out at Dyknow and at Dyknow K-12. And one last thing before we jump into the episode, we just released all of the Progressive Learning Conference sessions on our YouTube channel. So those are available for anyone, even if you didn't register for the conference. So go ahead and check those out. They're under the Progressive Learning Conference playlist. So check those out. They're great sessions. Can't wait for you all to see them. And without further ado, let's jump into our conversation. Welcome back to Tech Coach Corner, everyone. I'm Tiara Lustig, your host, and today I'm joined by Darrin Peppard. Darrin, do you want to give a brief introduction to yourself before we jump into the episode?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I'm Dr. Darrin Peppard. I am superintendent of schools at West Grand School District in Kremling, Colorado, which is up in the beautiful Colorado mountains. I'm also somebody who does a lot of speaking and coaching and leadership consulting, and I'm the author of the book, Road to Awesome, which is all about leadership at the school level.
Well, we recently had you on the Tackling Tech podcast, and you talked a lot about Road to Awesome and leadership. I wanted to dive a little deeper into your leadership style and strategy today on Tech Coach Corner. So one thing you mentioned in the Tackling Tech podcast was kind of 6 fundamental ideas that drive how you lead in your school. And I know those are a big part of your book, Road to Awesome. Would you mind outlining those 6 kind of ideas for us and explain how you use those to drive your leadership, or maybe advice for other leaders out there who can use kind of similar fundamental ideas?
Sure, absolutely, Tiara. So yeah, really the core behind how I lead, and then also the core in the book Road to Awesome, is about those 6 things that I feel like, while there are a lot of things involved in being a leader, there are 6 things that for myself, I feel like I need to take a step back periodically, go stand on the proverbial balcony, if you will, and kind of oversee how are those 6 things progressing within my district, my school, whatever the case may be. And for me, the first one is just having real strong, clear vision and connecting that vision to your values. Oftentimes in school leadership, and I think I was guilty of this early in my leadership career too, we know what's important to us, but we don't necessarily drive the work we do based on what is important to us. You know, we let other outside influences be what controls the work that we focus on. So, you know, for me, the things that I truly value actually come up in the next 5 items, but I need to be very crystal clear about what's important to me as a leader, and those who I work with on a daily basis, my leadership team, my teachers, everybody who's a part of our district, they should know what those values are, and they should know how we are leading collectively as a team. When I first came to this district, that was one of the things we had to really focus on, was what do we really value? And for us, it's valuing excellence in leadership, learning, and engagement. And that's the lens through which we make all of our decisions. And when leaders are really doing a great job, it's not only that they're clear on that vision, but everybody else, when you ask them, would pretty much say the same thing. Yes, this is what we value. This is what our vision is. So that's the first one. And I think that one just really drives all of it. The second then ties into something that's really gained a lot of momentum in the last several years, but that's having real positive culture within your schools. And that's both at the employee level and at the student level. We have to work hard to make sure that our cultures are strong, that they're encouraging, that they're rewarding, that they're focusing on the things people are doing right and not on the things they're doing wrong. And it's something that is a daily element that we have to be focusing on. Our culture is going to change every day. And if we're intentional about it, it continues to change and is sustained in a positive manner. If we allow it to go to the back burner, that culture is going to go in a direction that we may not want it to go. The third and the fourth really kind of parallel each other, but it's about empowering adults and empowering students. I believe very strongly that our teachers are going to do incredible things in their classrooms. My building administrators are going to do incredible things in their building if they know that I trust them, that I believe in them, and that they have the opportunity to go out, take risk. If it doesn't work, that's okay. We'll do something different. But if they work in an environment where they don't feel that they're safe to take risk, to try to innovate, that we're not going to see those things happen. And so really empowering adults and allowing our teachers to take risk in their classrooms, my principals take risk in their buildings, that trickles down to the students. And when they see that their teachers are willing to take risk and take chances, they're more likely to do that in their classrooms. So that's where empowering our students is important. Not just giving them opportunities to take risk and to think differently in their classrooms, but also to get engaged with our community. And that ties into our excellence in engagement and our excellence in learning and leadership. We want our students to be doing projects that are meaningful and impactful in our community, not just the same old humdrum assignments that are happening in their classrooms. And that's not just at the high school level, all the way down into our elementary. I want to see our students doing things that are truly going to impact the community. So that gives you numbers 3 and 4. The fifth one, man, this is so essential. It's telling our story. So often schools are judged based on test scores or on what a state report might say. But the reality is that is just such a small piece of the puzzle. There's so many amazing things that happen in every school across the country. But as educators, we're not very good at telling the story. And we have to be taking control of that narrative. And we really need to be meeting our audiences where they are. If our focused audience is our parents, then Facebook is our primary medium. If our focused audience is our students, then it's probably going to be Instagram or Snapchat. Those are the areas where our kids are. In fact, now it's TikTok is an area where we need to be telling some of those stories and getting our kids to not only to like those stories, but to share those stories so that we're continuing to spread news of all the incredible things that are happening in our schools. Then when we have something negative that happens, because those things do happen, that's not the narrative that we're judged on. It's, okay, that's one piece where look at these 35 other things that the school has been doing extremely well. And then the last one, and this was something that really changed me as a leader, is coaching. Coaching in education, and I don't mean athletic coaching. I did that too, and I loved it. But specifically, coaching in education is about giving support, feedback, and opportunity to continue to grow to our teachers and to our leaders. Even the best athletes in the world have coaches. There's no shame in having somebody there to coach you. When I became a building principal for the first time, I really struggled. There were areas that I didn't necessarily know what to do. College prep programs are wonderful, but when you go through a master's program and earn your principal certificate, you're really not prepared until you do the job. But if you have somebody who has also done the job that's there, that can kind of bounce ideas off of you, give you feedback, and help you identify what those things you should be going and standing on the balcony looking at, then that gives you an opportunity to really be successful. When I came to this district, we're a small district, but I really stressed to the board how important it was for us to have an instructional coach to support our teachers. And they bought in, and our teachers are just thrilled to have that person there. to just continue to give them support, help them grow, and stay abreast of those best practices that are out there. Because when we're in the trenches, sometimes we're not spending a lot of time researching that stuff. So those really, to me, are the 6 things that, when I have those moments, and they're kind of rare lately, but when I have those moments that I actually have a couple of minutes, I want to go stand on that proverbial balcony. I want to look at, are we still staying aligned with our vision and our values? Are we continuing to sustain and build positive culture? Are we empowering our kids? Are we empowering our teachers? Are we doing a good job of telling the story and controlling the narrative? And are we continuing to provide the coaching that everybody needs? So those are the areas to really focus on.
Yeah, I think those are great. And I think when I was listening to you initially talking about those, my mind immediately went to remote learning in this time of the virtual environment we've been in. And it's such a great time to use each of those, kind of reflect on them. And I think the storytelling, especially, this has been a really challenging time for teachers and students and even leaders. I think it's so important to tell those positive stories of remote learning and virtual learning, really focus on those positive aspects going back into the classroom, because that's what's going to drive innovation and empowerment moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Without question. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think those are a great 6 kind of tools to have in your pocket. So thank you so much for sharing those, Darrin. Where can people find you to engage with you, get the road to awesome, and learn more from you?
Absolutely. So on all the social medias, I'm Darrin M. Peppard. So Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, very easy to find me. The Road to Awesome, you can also find me on our website, which is roadtoawesome.net. And then, of course, the book is available for purchase on Amazon.com and also on codebreakeredu.com, which is the publisher of the book.
Awesome. Well, we will link that in the description of the video, as well as putting it in the video so people can easily access that. Thank you so much for being with us today, Darrin.
Yeah, thank you, Tiara. I appreciate it.